Got myself, Scott Edgett, and Sharon Harrell here, our bear keeper, our extraordinaire bear keeper, I should say. Say hi, Sharon.
Good morning, folks. How are ya?
We got it a little loud here right now, but we're broadcasting live from the deck at the North American Bear Center overlooking the pond. And we want to welcome all the moderators and watching right now on Pond Cam. We want to say hi to everybody out there and welcome you to this broadcast that was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing.
I'd like to welcome everyone, all of our guests that are coming through the door, and hopefully you'll pardon our loudness here, but we're watching them pat down the sand or clay.
Yeah, right now we're watching a guy get his body shaken apart with a tamper, and I can't imagine how it is to run one of those things. If you've got arthritis, it must really be bad.
Yeah, it's a good way to lose weight, though.
But why we're on today is we want to give you a little bit of an update. We've been asked a few times to do that, but really never quite were sure where we were at totally. But today I can tell everybody with some excitement that we've now laid our first spot of cement. And if you focus right now on the camera down to the center of the pond that's being reconstructed, you'll see a cement hole with it's like a manhole is what it is.
And it's actually going to be a lot better because I don't think Lucky will be able to get the lid off like he's done in the past.
Yeah, now what that's going to be is they're going to run pipe from the pump system down into that tank right there, and that's going to be where our intake is for our pump water. And Sharon, this should be much better. We won't see the cavitational problems no more. We won't see the issues that we had with stuff blocking the grates anymore.
Like weeds and bear hair and weeds and twigs and branches?
Yes, correct. Now what they're doing right now is they've set down the liner, they put down felt, and then sand over that, and then they laid a cement pre-base around that cement vault right there. I don't know what else to call it, cement intake, I suppose, huh?
That's what it looks like, and that's what was explained, at least to me.
On top of that will go a grate that is very heavy, and the water will intake from there, go up to the pumps, and then go out to the waterfalls.
And with that, we know that with the pressure that will be pulling it down, that the bears won't be able to get through there or get that off there. But if anybody should see a big bear stuck in the middle, just give us a call.
That's true. If they're stuck there from the suction, we got to go out and help them out. But don't worry about that. We're just kidding. It won't happen.
Well, I'm absolutely just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
But what we got going on right now is they're tamping for where our stream comes in. They've laid a clay base. That clay base is like pottery, and it works out so well to be able to have a firm base underneath that hold back frost and keep this pond stable and not moving at all, so we won't see the cracks like we had in the in the past.
It's so different from what we had in the past because I've never seen so much insulation going down prior to cementing it. So this should work out much better for no cracks and the frost not being able to lift it up. It'll be able to lift it up, but it won't hurt the pond.
And one of the things we want to talk about is where we're at right now in our stage. We're about a third of the way done. Now, most think that we're further than that, but what they still got to do is today they're going to hook up the plumbing. They're going to get the rest of the sand in for the sand base, and then, let this cement cure in the center because it's thicker. And once that's done, and then they're going to trim and liner back a little bit if they can. And then tomorrow, weather permitting, they're going to lay the main pond with cement.
I've been watching them, and it was pretty neat. They brought the big truck in with the cement, and that baby was full, so that base isn't going anywhere.
You got that right. And I got to tell you, when they get done with it, the pond overall will be roughly at the deepest point, about 1 foot and 2 feet deeper than it was before. So you're not going to, and one other note that I really am excited about is you're not going to see that great big metal intake container over there no more.
That's right. We're going to get rid of that, and that'll be nice that we don't hear any big bangs when it closes, and just worry about that whole thing back there. So that'll be all gone.
Yes, and it'll also allow us to shut our pumps off at night. It'll save on maintenance on the pumps. It'll save on longevity of the pumps because we're going to have it so that the water maintains up into those pump areas with new doors down below that'll hold that water up in those pipes. So when we kick it on in the morning, like we used to, it'll come back on.
Come back on.
Yes.
Yep. And we're not losing our pond or our falls. Is that correct?
No, not at all. In fact, if anything, we're going to be doing a little bit of repair to the left-hand side as you're looking at the cameras. We're going to be doing some repair to the smaller pond to the left, or falls to the left, that were barely trickling. They're going to be digging by hand and putting a new pipe across there because the pipe that was in there is way too small.
Yeah, and I see that they're putting in some pretty nice-looking pipes right now, and they're hand-working them, so that's really nice to see that.
Yeah, they're over there right now sealing the pipes to the pipes that come down from the filter. They're using a PVC glue, and then they're running hardline pipes down to that filter, and then they're going to cover that with cement, so no bear damage there neither.
Well, that's a good thing because we both know how Lucky likes to play with things.
Yes, I agree. And, you know, they're taking a lot of care into trying to make sure that they are impacting our environment around here as little as possible. If any of you have watched the front end loader, the crane operator, it's amazing to watch him. He's very good. You can tell he's got lots of experience in this field. He just is gentle as can be. And he could, I mean, I watched him tamping the clay down yesterday with it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Scott. I know you can't see me shaking my head, but it's amazing how this huge machine that's sitting in front of us can almost turn on a dime and not hurt anything.
Correct. We have trimmed a few branches off a couple of the trees, but they couldn't help that. But, you know, the whole thing is everybody's probably wondering, well, when's it going to be done now? When's it going to be done? Well, it depends on weather. If you take a look at the radar and look at our weather forecast, we're a little concerned about the rain that's going to be coming in tonight and tomorrow. And it's very weather dependent is what it is. They want to lay that cement tomorrow badly. So I have to kind of eat some shoe here because I thought that we would be really behind by now, but they are just cracking it and getting everything done and ready for the cement. They worked so hard yesterday. It was just amazing to see only 4 guys out here working this big piece of plastic. But I think Scott and Spencer actually had to help, right? Yeah, we did. It was kind of fun. But, boy, let me tell you, that liner that they put down for that pond is extremely thick. It's a real thick and heavy liner. And it's actually a liner to get to a super thick pond liner. We went to a sewage pond liner that is thicker and heavier and puncture proof. What they use that for is if they're ever doing sewage ponds for municipalities, they lay this down into the sewage ponds. And believe me, this stuff is very, very strong.
I saw that, and also it took so many people down there just to unfold it, and then trying to pull it up the side of the hill was amazing.
I think we got enough pond liner there for about 2 ponds, but they have to get it big because, quite frankly, they didn't know and can't guess exactly how big the pond's going to end up. As you can see, they're doing a lot to make see some really great time. We're going to yes, it is cemented, and then they're going to do liner sealing, and then they still got to do all the landscaping work once they're done with that. Then we got to let the concrete cure before we can fill it with water.
And that'll take a few days, so just bear with us, folks, and we'll the Bears and I are just as anxious to get out of their enclosures as these folks are to get it done.
Well, in that case, you know, I'm not meaning to correct Sharon, but few days is she meant as far as curing goes. He actually said it'd take about 4 or 5 days for it to cure before we could think about cement. But again, that was based on weather.
Right.
You know, if we've got, you know, cool weather, that's actually beneficial to cement curing rather than it is with the heat. So in this case, we're hoping tomorrow when that cement comes, it's going to be extremely thick mixture of cement. Thick. It's harder to work with, but that's what keeps it so that it don't, you put it up the sides and it don't run back down, is what it is. So when you're seeing that tomorrow, that cement they're going to be, I'm going to lightly use the word pouring. It's really not pouring. It's going to be chunking it, is what they're going to be doing. Is a lot of hard work, is what it is. And this is your donation dollars at work.
They're working for you and working for the Bears, and I'm very happy with what's going on right now.
Well, the whole idea behind this pond is to make sure that it's good and stable and works good. We got Thad right down there from Low Impact. He's standing there with his earplugs in. He's a young strapping guy that he is working hard. He's going. That's the crane operator right there, the front end loader operator. But other than that, we're excited to get this project to where it's at right now. They had a late start due to weather. And, you know, Ely, Minnesota, the weather is definitely a factor. And we're starting to see some actually dark clouds that are starting to build a little bit. Do you notice that?
Yes, and it was pretty cool this morning when, at least when I walked Gemma, it was cool. And the weather's seemed to be nice when I got here. Now it's kind of getting windy and looks like the clouds are moving in again.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing on radar earlier except for down toward the Twin Cities area. But we were 30 degrees this morning. 30.
Yes, and yesterday we weren't quite expecting the rain that poured on Spencer and hail yesterday. So that was interesting. We had a BTS going on along with broadcast, and Spencer got wet.
Yeah, and just to reassure everybody that's out there that's listening right now as they're watching them work steadily on this pond project, the Bears are doing good. Sharon, you want to just give a good update on that?
Sure. The Bears are seem to be doing is in estrus, and so as Holly's moving out, we got another one coming in, but she's not quite as anxious as Holly is. Ted's doing just fine. He's actually enjoying all the company that he's getting, and lucky we've kind of built him a little stick teepee type thing, so he can tear that apart, but he hasn't messed with it yet. But of course, any loud noises concerns Lucky, and any loud noises makes Holly want to come out here and get them. So we have two that are anxious to do something about it, and one that just wants to stay away, and Ted just don't care.
There's your report on the Bears. They're being fed well. They're being taken care of well. I know we are excited to have our interns here. That's a fun program. Yeah.
They are so in tune with these Bears. They walk up to Ted and they say, "Ted, you need a shower?" And of course, they're very gentle with Ted, and they spray his belly and his neck, and just wonderful care of our Bears. And they're talking to him, and the Bears are responding just great with all of the interns. I have not had one problem with the intern not making up to a Bear, so they're all very interested and just love the Bears.
That's good to hear, because we knew that putting the Bears in their enclosures for a period of time was going to be kind of hard on them, because you know they come out of hibernation, they're out here for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden they got to go back in their enclosures again, and that's been tough on them, but it's going to be worth it. They're going to enjoy this.
They are, and not only the being able to swim, and Lucky won't be able to get into any mischief in there, but with the enrichments, we're trying to encourage the Bears to move around and get Ted to do a little walkabout in his pen, and that's why we throw the peanuts in and throw and hide some food in there. We've been using logs to let the Bears tear those up. So Holly and Tasha very much like the wild stuff that we give them. They're a little bit more prone to use their paws and their teeth and to dig into that than Ted and Lucky. Lucky just likes to be served.
It's nice that the Bears are being very patient with us. I know that our bear keeper and our staff isn't as patient, because they see that the Bears and what they're going through and know. And we do really want to thank our guests that are here today at the North American Bear Center and patient with our project. It's going to be a beautiful project. I really wish that you could see the falls running and the pond full and the bears playing in there, but we've got such a short window of opportunity to be able to do a project like this that it's amazing. We might, be lucky and have 4 months this year, which would be really nice, correct?
That's correct, and hopefully after we get this all said and done, the bears are going to be out here, and everybody's going to be just enjoying not only the bears playing in the pond, but playing around the enclosure also.
It's also going to probably throw our mallards off next year when they come back to see the new pond, huh?
Yeah, we might have a new perching item out there for them.
That'd be pretty good. That, just so everybody knows, the center of that intake area right there that you're seeing in the center of the pond, that great big water spout, it's not for a missile launch site. It is actually where the intake's going to be. I joked with some of the people here, and I said it was a storm shelter for us to be really safe underneath the pond. But they didn't believe me. I don't know why. But anyway, we are really excited to have that new design, and it's going to be ultimately keep this pond a lot nicer. This pond really isn't a filtered pond by any means, and should not be. With all the bear hair we've got, and when the bears are shedding in there, we couldn't even begin to keep up to that straw-like hair that they've got when it's in the water.
No, it's so thick. Most people see it in little tiny clumps, but when you get to the filters, trust me, it looks like a mat.
I don't know what happens to it because it's so soft on the bears, but it turns into steel wool.
Well, when you actually feel it, it does feel like that. Yeah. It's soft in the middle, but on the outskirts where the guard hairs are, that's a little bit stronger here.
We're going to bug the guys down here working right now and just ask them to look up, Thad and group. If you could just look up and wave to this camera right here, just wave. I don't mean to bug them because now I probably set them back a day, but there they are, a hard-working crew of guys, I'll tell you. And we're very fortunate to have them. They're a local Ely company. They do a lot of the major construction in the town and surrounding areas, and they travel. But they know what they're doing, and Thad and the group are being very careful to make sure this is a great experience. And we want to thank them for doing this, and we want to thank all you out there for donating to this project, because without you guys, we couldn't have done it.
Yes, thank everyone for the Give Men project that we did last November. We met our goal, and we could not possibly do it without you. So we want to thank you. The Bears thank you.
Yes, we all thank you for that, and we want to. We'll probably be giving you an update here down the road. Not sure exactly when. The reasons being is because it gets hard to hear back here. We actually got a quiet moment, and that's rare. Tomorrow I know is going to be a pretty loud and busy day here if the weather holds out for cement or whatever they're going to put down that's going to be thick as peanut butter.
Well, it is loud. Even with just one truck running, it's loud. But with the several that have been in and out of here, I don't know what this big thing is, but I know the Bobcat was loud, and the big trucks coming through are loud. And they actually had to measure, and they're within inches when they go out the gate, and nobody has hit a gate yet.
No, they do a great job. But we want to say again, thank you for joining us today. We're live from the North American Bear Center, Northwoods Ecology Hall in Ely, Minnesota. And we want to say thank you to all you out there for joining us today. And we'll try and get another broadcast in here within the next couple days and give you a little bit more of an update. But as it goes right now, about how I described it is how it's going to go, again, depending on weather. So I'm not going to give you an exact date of completion, but it's things are looking good.
Things are looking good, and we will be doing a 12:30 broadcast also.
Yes, they'll still be doing the enrichment broadcast, correct, at 12:30 today. So with that said, we want to say thank you to everybody out there, and we're signing off. And make sure you tune in at 12:30 today for the enrichment, correct?
Correct, and thank you folks for being with us today.
Have a great day.